Welcome back, recruit, to another episode from Rebel Squadron. And if you'd like to join the squadron, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's that simple. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at this Galactic Challenge starring the Death Star. Now, I do have one thing to say here. Oh, come on, CG! What is going on over there? We're doing the Death Star here, and the player modifier is for the bounty hunters. From a movie mythos standpoint, that does not make any sense whatsoever. So, okay, so the enemy modifier is for the Empire, and that makes complete sense, seeing as how it's the Death Star. But why do you get a bonus for playing as bounty hunters? The Rebel tag would make so much more sense. If you remember from the movies, the original movies, it was Stormtrooper Han, Stormtrooper Luke, Princess Leia, C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca. They all have the Rebel tag. That would make so much more sense to have them as the player modifiers. It's just, there's no logic to this from a mythos standpoint. I'm sorry. The first challenge on Tatooine, that was another missed opportunity. You're playing as the Sith. Doesn't quite make sense. Yeah, Darth Maul did go to Tatooine in the prequel series, but there was not a whole lot of Sith activity on Tatooine. So, I mean, at least there was some activity there, but, you know, if you believe that Darth Jar Jar is a thing, which personally I think it should be, if it's not, it's still not a whole lot of Sith activity there, at least from the original trilogy standpoint. And who is in charge of this game? Who is in charge of these events? It's like they have a basic understanding of the movies, and they're just slapping stuff together. I know it probably doesn't bother some people, but it bothers me. I am a Star Wars fan. I especially love, I love the original trilogy. I actually do enjoy the prequel series. I am not a fan of the Disney trilogy and the Disney Star Wars franchise. We're not going to get into that today. However, if you're going to make a game based on these movies, be accurate. This is frustrating to say the least. And there's no logic to it. Why would you not bring in Rebels for the Death Star event? That's the no-brainer, forehead slapping go-to tag. Unless you want to make the player modifier Empire. Okay, then make the enemy modifier for Rebels. I mean, that's just too logical. That just makes too much sense. I'm tired of this. This is what CG does. They half-ass it. Yeah, they've had so many missed opportunities to do these characters right, to do these events right, to do these story elements right. The reason people love Star Wars isn't just because there's a bunch of characters running around doing stuff. They love the characters. They love the mythos, the mythology of the Star Wars universe. That's what people love about Star Wars. When you take different elements and slap them together like this, it's disrespectful for starters, to the fans, to the movies. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. What the hell are they doing over there at CG? I mean, are they looking this stuff up on Wikipedia or something? I mean, or do they just not care? So this is already not starting off too well for me. The fact that CG cannot get the actual movie history correct is a problem for me. And this is one of the reasons why I will not give them money anymore. It's all rooted in the same problem when you get down to it. And I will not reward incompetence in such a manner. So, yeah. With that said, alright, well, you know, let's go ahead and take a look at this challenge here. But already, I am not too happy with it for the obvious reasons here. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Well, this isn't going to be too difficult, I'm thinking, so... Yeah, let's go and bring in that Django lead. Bring in Grief for good measure. Mine is only 4 stars, so we'll see how many uses we can get out of them. And yeah, let's go and bring in Greedo. He's usually pretty decent in the damage there, so not expecting tier 1 to be too difficult there. Alright, get that taunt going. Okay, so yeah, we got a lot of characters here now. Boba can avoid the taunt, but let's go ahead and see if we can get some ability blocks going. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, that took down quite a few of them, and they popped right back up there. You know what? Kind of got ahead of myself there. We need to take a look at the modifiers there. Yeah, tier 1, very easy. So I wasn't too worried about the modifiers. But you know what? Let's go and take a look at them there, because that was a bit of a surprise there with all of those characters popping right back up. And we got ourselves a Boba Fett shard for my maxed out Boba Fett. So that's like, yeah, worthwhile right there. Calculated risk. Complete the battle with an undersized squad. I honestly don't care even for the prestige of completing it. I honestly just don't care. Not gonna lie. Alright, global modifier. At the start of the battle, all units gain the volatile energies ability. When a unit with this ability starts their turn, this ability gains 5% energy. Units with this ability deal increased damage equal to the amount of energy present. If this ability is fully energized at the start of unit's turn, they may activate it to expend all energy and destroy target enemy, which can't be evaded. Units defeated by this ability can't be revived. Interesting. Okay. Sounds like an annihilation or disintegration type thing. Thrill of the hunt. All bounty hunters gain 9 stacks of true defense at the start of the battle. Whenever a bounty hunter gains their payout, they also gain frenzy for 1 turn. 100% increased damage, and their cooldowns are reset. True defense, 10% reduced damage taken per stack. Lose 1 stack of true defense when receiving damage. Interesting. Imperial Edict. If there's an Empire ally in the leader slot, they gain 30% max health and max protection. And other Imperial troop allies will instantly revive when defeated. There it is. That right there. That's what you need to pay attention to. That's going to be that's some Night Sister stuff right there. Yeah, that's definitely going to be fun. As you can see from the first tier. Let's see here. When an Imperial trooper ally is revived, the ally in the leader slot taunts for 2 turns. Okay, so there's that at least. They will revive, but then you get to taunt on the leader, which gives you the opportunity to take him down within 2 turns. So that's something. Makes it a little more bearable to deal with. Whenever an Empire ally in the leader slot uses a special ability during their turn, all Empire allies increase the damage they deal by 10% to the end of the encounter, and then all other Empire allies are called to assist. So yeah, you definitely want to take the leader down as quick as possible there, which looks like it's going to be Thrawn in this case. And yeah, with his fracture and everything, you want to make him a target priority as it is. So this is just further motivation to do that. If no summon is present at the start of the encounter, summon a snowtrooper operative if the ally slot is available. Alright, sounds like fun times there. So, yeah, we already got a maxed out Zam, maxed out Greedo. Ooh, okay. The Grief Shards, I could definitely use that. However, Bounty Hunter Quintet, Gear 11. Yeah, not sure I actually got that. I might have to bring in a different squad there to be able to do that. Yeah, I didn't realize my Django was only at gear 10. I'm going to have to work on that at some point. Unfortunately, I've got bigger priorities going on here. So, alright, let's hit tier 2 and see how it goes. Not expecting too much more difficult at this point. If you remember last time, we did make it to tier 4, I think it was. And then tier 5, just, yeah, we had no chance on that one. Alright, let's get that atomic going. Throw up some ability blocks. Alright, at least Thrawn won't be able to use his fracture just yet. Down goes the short trooper, and he pops right back up. Alright, so, but now we get the chance to go after Thrawn. In comes the nuclear option. And kind of forget exactly what his stuff does. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so they get a bunch of buffs with that one. Health and protection, retribution. Alright, let's get those buffs going. And alright, down goes Thrawn, so he's no longer an issue. Let's go ahead and finish off that short trooper. And the rest of these guys should be pretty much walking the park here. As expected, tier 2 is not terribly challenging. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and head over to tier 3. And this might get a little more interesting at least. And useless, flawless victory reward. So, yeah, CG is supposed to be boosting the rewards and whatnot. They're supposed to be changing things around, which is fine. I certainly hope so, because as it is, these challenges are a joke. I just don't understand. I honestly don't understand how you start off with this level, though, because from a development standpoint, this is obviously a joke at the player's expense. I'm all for starting at a baseline and building up from there, but it does. I mean, I'm a biologist, folks. I've been in the scientific field. I know about research and whatnot. You start at a baseline, but you want to make sure that baseline makes sense. This baseline does not make sense, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're using over there at CG, but they really do need to lay off it. All right, let's go hit that tier 3 here. See if we get a little bit of a challenge on this one. All right, so there's that taunt on the shore trooper. Let's get that ability block going. Boom, chakalaka. And let's bring in the bounty hunter dog bow. All right, down goes the taunt. All right, let's go ahead and get some conflagration going. And see if we can do something with about Thrawn here. Yeah, get up those buffs. And down goes Thrawn. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and go after the Death Trooper here. Ooh, that right there. Yeah, he likes to clear out buffs and whatnot. So let's go ahead and just take him right down. In comes, ooh, big hit from Boba Fett there. He's considered the best bounty hunter in the galaxy for a reason. Yeah, at this point, this just really isn't worth playing these challenges. I'm not gonna lie, the only reason I'm playing these challenges right now is to make this video, so you can see what's going on. Ooh, gear 8. Okay, he's gear 11 at least. Gear 8. Okay, so I have no chance on getting those grief shards, so, you know, let's just not even worry about it. I don't have the resources right now to get Django up to gear 11, and he's just not high enough on the priority list to do that right now anyways. So we're just gonna go ahead and run through this as best we can at least. Alright, let's get that max health reduction going. And let's get some buffs up on our bounty hunter squad. Let's see how quickly we can take down Thrawn here. Alright, let's go ahead and stun him before we can get some fracture going. Hopefully we can get some damage on him. Boom. Alright, nuclear option. Boom. Oh, yep, this one's quite a bit tougher there. Well, boss doesn't really need the heals right now. Come on, finish him off here. Come on. Alright, down goes Thrawn at least. And yeah, this is definitely a bit more of a challenge. Let's get that. Keep those flames going. All right. Well, down goes a large number of the enemy squad. Boom. And they just start dropping like flies. Yeah, our bombing hunters are ruthless. Alright, so that's tier 4. That's kind of where we're at last time. Actually, I think that's exactly where we were at last time. So, Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, Relict, tier 5. I don't know why they recommend tier 6 for me. Because there's no way I'm getting through tier 5 here. Now with those Relict bosses and elites and whatnot. CG, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? Why? Oh, goodness. There's just... I honestly don't understand it. Alright, let's get to the fight. Boom. So before... my bounty hunter squad was able to get in lots of hits and whatnot. And as expected, tier 5... 40% of my squad is down before I even get the chance to do anything. So that is a huge gap. That is a huge difference between tier 4 and tier 5. And honestly, it just doesn't make any sense. How you make that big of a jump in difficulty. I honestly just don't understand it. The only way it makes sense is that, I mean, it's pretty clear they designed this initial iteration for whales and krakens. They do not have free to play in mind on this, and it is all about the whales and krakens. And the vast majority of the player base does not fall within that level of gameplay, plain and simple. And it really shouldn't surprise us at this point. It doesn't surprise me as much as you might think. And we'll see what kind of changes they bring about. However, with the CG's general attitude towards players, they clearly don't have a whole lot of respect for us, and that is a problem for me. Just, one of a few reasons as to why I will not spend money on this game for the foreseeable future. And I know a lot of people will still spend money on it just because of Star Wars. That's their choice. They got the right to. Personally, I am over the abusive relationship stage in my life, and I simply will not tolerate it anymore. But hey, that's just me. So you do you. Do you do what I'm not going to judge here. It's just, this is disappointing, to say the least, on multiple levels for multiple reasons. So with that said, I've run through the Galactic Challenge as far as I can, and honestly, I'm just bored out of my skull. First 2 tiers are minimally easy. Tier 3 was not too crazy, and then tier 4, a little bit of a challenge, and then as expected, tier 5 just no chance whatsoever. It's just an incredible gap between those 2 tiers, and it really just doesn't make any logical sense. So CG said that they are going to be making changes to these challenges. What I don't understand is why they would start off at such a level that is literally in the ditch at this point, especially with all of the scandals and controversy that's been going on for the last year or 2. This is not how you want to start off. Now, I will give them credit for the fact that they are actually communicating this time. They have actually put a post out on the forums, which I have not had a chance to talk about. And that is the first time that I'm aware of in a long time that CG has actually taken the initiative to actually communicate with the player base. So that is something right there. But at this point, it's simply not enough. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm sorry. This is just at this point, it's just a disappointment. And we'll see what kind of changes they make in the future. But right now, this is pretty much par for the course as far as CG is concerned. And the simple fact is they could do better starting off. This is not how it needed to start. But hey, that's just me. So Yeah. What do you think about the challenge here? This is the second one. Does it bother you that they're not using the most logical matchup in terms of squads, tags, and modifiers and whatnot? Rebels definitely would have made more sense in my opinion. Bounty Hunters, not so much. And they don't have to use like just planets. If they can make it location based, it could be a Death Star is not even a planet. Let me tell you, Death Star is not a planet. It is a space station. Just because it looks like a moon doesn't change the fact that it's not a planet. So they could very easily, instead of making it planet based, it could be location based. And that would honestly make much more sense and give them much more flexibility when putting together these challenges. Other than that, I honestly just don't know. Tatooine would have made more sense for a Bounty Hunter tag because you got Jabba the Hutt. And Jabba the Hutt was notorious for hiring bounty hunters. It made much more sense over there than it does here on the Death Star. But, what are you going to do? So, well, I know what I'm doing. I'm not spending money. So, that's what I'm doing. So, if you enjoy the challenges, that's fine. You've got to... We've all got our own standards. And for me, my standards tend to go up over time, not down. Because I've seen the reality of what having low standards will do to you. Either it doesn't matter what aspect of life, whether you're just having fun, relaxing, leisure, work, whatever. Low standards they do not make for a good time, in my experience. So, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. I'm curious to know what you think about these challenges. I'm sure there are plenty of you out there that do enjoy them for what they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just have a different level of standard, personally. So, well, with that said, I will see you in the cantina, recruit. This is Rebel Squadron, out.